Capacity crowd that's been anxiously awaiting the start of this one. It's Game 4 of the American League Division Series between the Chicago White Sox and the Kansas City Royals. Hi again, everyone. Matt Vasgersian. Welcome to our special postseason coverage of baseball on the show. With me are Eric Karros and Steve Lyons. And Steve, lots of storylines here as we approach the start of Game 4.
And remember now, this is only a 5-game series, so this is an elimination game. And I think that anytime a team's season is on the line, well, they've got to play with a sense of urgency. So I think that's exactly what we're going to see here.
Set for what should be a good one. Lineups and first pitch are next. The crowd is ready to erupt as their guys get set to take the field. Let's join public address announcer Mike Carlucci.
And now your 2016 Kansas City Royals.
And briefly here, a glance at the two starters who'll get the ball here in this one. Now a moment here to check out the White Sox starting lineup. Who do you have your eye on, EK?
Yeah, well, we'll see if the Todd father, Todd Frazier, can keep it going. He's a home run threat every time he steps into the box. If they want to shut him down, they're going to have to be careful and keep the ball low in the zone. Don't give him anything he can drive.
Edinson Volquez will be on the mound for Game 4. Eric, any thoughts?
Well, guys, he got into the 6th inning in his last start, but he wasn't really as crisp as he would have liked. Ended up taking the loss. Hopefully he'll be a little better in this one.
And with a quick breather here, let's take a look at the defensive alignment for Kansas City. It's brought to us by Majestic. Eric, what do we need to know?
Well, guys, out there at first base, Eric Hosmer. He won the 2015 Gold Glove Award, but he's not known just for being a great defensive player. Runs the bases well, swings the bat, just comes out and grinds every single game. We'll see what he does in this one.
First pitch of the night is taken for ball 1, and we are underway from Kansas City.
First pitch, 7:07.
And back-to-back pitches out of the zone to begin the evening. It's 2-0 now. Temperature was in the 70s earlier today, but 59 at game time tonight. Volquez has his target. Here's the 2-0 pitch. High in the air, carrying well out to deep center. Kane going back at the track. He gets to it and makes the catch for the first out.
Yeah, pretty shaky start out there on the mound. This ball was hit pretty well. I think he's lucky that that one didn't get out of here.
Melky Cabrera will get his first opportunity here in Game 4, and you'd have to say he's been a non-factor here these first 3 games.
And if they're going to have any chance of moving on, he's going to have to step up his game. They need him to help anchor this attack, and he's been absent so far.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. Curveball is nowhere close, and it's 1-0. Well, time to look at our umpires in this one. Behind the plate is Dave Lawrence.
I think Lawrence is pretty consistent and respected for his strike zone. He doesn't seem to miss many pitches too often.
Now a swing, and Cabrera blasts this one out to deep left field. And he pushed it just a bit too much. It'll wind up a foul ball. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Sinker misses that time, and it's 2-1. Bases are empty, one man out. Swing hard liner to left center. That gets down, and he's got himself a base hit.
This is all about taking what's given to you as a hitter. If they want to keep working your way, fine, let them. You just have to take the approach like this. Drive it to the opposite field. Now they'll think twice about working you out there next time.
So here's the slugging first baseman Jose Abreu now, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike one.
Well, you know, you hear it all the time because it's true. First pitch strikes are so important. It really changes the complexion of the at-bat for not only the pitcher but the hitter as well, especially when you've got a good hitter up there.
He's set. Here's the 0-1. Shot back up the middle. Solid base hit for him, his first of the afternoon.
Yeah, the number 2 and 3 guys come through with back-to-back hits here with one out in the first. Now they've got something cooking, and they'll try to stake themselves to an early lead.
Todd Frazier steps up to the plate with a great chance to drive in a run here in the early going.
And you know, you hear it all the time, but scoring first really is a big deal in this game. Statistically, your chance of winning the game goes up quite a bit when you score first, so this is a big opportunity right now.
And he takes a cold strike, 0-1. Well, you figure that curveball is going to be an important pitch for him going forward.
Yeah, I think it might even tell the story of how well he fares here tonight, because he's going to need to mix his speeds against a lineup like this. And once they start sitting on pitches, it could be trouble.
Pitch is way outside, and he can't even get a glove on it. Goes to third with it, and they will get him on the recovery down at third. So you can forget the wild pitch. It's a 2-5 putout. And now there are 2 gone. Line softly toward the hole. Throw in time, and the side is retired. A man left for the White Sox. It's the White Sox nothing. Royals coming up. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. And with that, Town Royals starting lineup card. Steve, what's the focus for this lineup as they look to lock up the division series?
Well, they're facing a guy today that throws a lot of strikes, so you're going to have to be aggressive early in the count, but get the ball up in the zone. Shorten up a little bit, put the ball in play.
James Shields is the man on the mound for the 4th game of the series. What do you have for us on him, EK?
Well, guys, he's got a career ERA under 4. For a starting pitcher, that is very dependable. They're just looking for a consistent start here in this one.
And with that, let's take a look at the White Sox defensively. It's brought to us by Majestic. Any thoughts, Eric?
Well, guys, Jose Abreu coming from Cuba, everybody knew about what he could do at the plate offensively. But he's also making a name for himself defensively. He's made some incredible highlight reel plays. Now, a manager doesn't need his first baseman to be the greatest defensive player of all time. He just needs him to be reliable. And Abreu is just that.
Lorenzo Cain stands in as he looks at a called strike. And here's a foul tip into the catcher's glove. Moves it to 0-2 now. Boy, good cutting action to that pitch as that's the first out of the inning.
Well, one thing you can always say when you're facing a guy like this is that he's going to strike hitters out. The question is, are you going to make him work for those strikeouts? And if those 3 pitches are any indication at all, these guys could be in for a long night.
Standing in now, Billy Burns. Drops one down here, and he'll try to beat it out. And he fans on the barehanded attempt, so that ought to be scored as a bunt single.
Let's check this out again. This is in show motion, and you'll see how he shows bunt late. He's got his hit right on the baseball. Watching it all the way under the barrel of the bat, that's as good a form as you're going to see.
Here's Kendrys Morales, as he'll take strike one on the inside corner. One of the things that makes him so tough to hit, the ability to put his pitches right on the black.
Yeah, I mean, you watch the catcher's glove on some of these, and it literally does not move. That's how good his stuff is.
Here's the 0-1. That's over, but low. It's a ball and a strike. Now it's swing and a miss, and he's behind 1-2. Look out. That one almost got away from him. 2-2 now.
Sometimes if you let that changeup go too soon, it'll take off on you. He's lucky that didn't hit him.
Still 2-2. Runner at first here, 1 man out. Good swing on a tough pitch, and he'll stick around to see another one. He's set. Here's the 2-2. A full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Now the question, do you send the guy on 3-2 with 1 out? You figure you're going to get something around the plate.
Keeps fighting him off. The 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Runner goes for second. Swing, and he pops him up over toward foul territory. And he'll stay with it to put it away as they get their man here for the 2nd out. And with 2 gone now, we'll look at our up-to-the-minute playoff tree. And the question becomes, will we be able to fill a spot in the ALCS after the game, or will we need a Game 5 to decide a winner in the series? Eric Hosmer will stand in, and this pitching staff has kept his bat silent throughout the series so far.
Yeah, just 2 hits for him so far, but you got to figure he's due. I don't think they're going to hold him down all series long.
And he'll power in a fastball that time at 94 for strike 1.
Well, this pitching staff has done a pretty darn good job against him in this series.
A runner on first with 2 away. And he watches a called strike at the knees. No balls and 2 strikes.
Well, no taking now. He's going to have to swing the bat.
Throws him for strike 3, and that retires the side. Royals leave 1. After 1, no score. Will lead things off here as it'll be 5, 6, and 7 due up to kick off the 2nd. Volquez is ready. First pitch on the way. Started to go around, but it's ruled strike 1 anyway. And low, it's a ball and a strike. Sinker is right there for a called strike 2. And he'll lay off the curveball that's in the dirt that time, and it's back to even now at 2-2. Just out in front of that one, still 2-2. And that is swung on and missed, and Navarro becomes a strikeout victim here. 1 away.
This is nothing more than a great pitch here on 2-2. Just a changeup that totally bottoms out right there. Very tough to do anything with that.
Brett Laurie will dig in now, and he's picked the wrong time of year for his bat to go silent.
Yeah, just one hit in the series so far for him, and they're going to have to get more out of his bat. But he's got to make sure he doesn't press up there, or that average is going to continue to go south.
That's popped up out towards short right field. And 2 quick outs here in the second.
Batting 7, the designated hitter, Avisail Garcia.
Avisail Garcia will dig in here, and it's been a series to forget for him so far, as you see the numbers there.
And with these guys just one game away from going home, he may not have too many more opportunities to turn things around. He's got to make every at-bat count from here on out.
And a breaking ball backs him out of the way. 1-0 the count.
And we'll see him work both sides of the plate with the curveball going forward. Now, maybe not that far in, but he'll move that pitch around.
And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0.
And this is what you got to do up there, Steve. You got to wait him out.
Yeah, and if you can lay off the off-speed stuff, that's when you're going to get your fastball to hit.
From the windup, the 2-0 pitch. And that's in there, so perhaps some life here with 2 men out.
Batting 8, center fielder number 10, Austin Jackson.
Austin Jackson will get a chance here, and you see the numbers for the series. He just has not gotten going yet.
Now, and if they're going to get back in this series, they're going to need him to get back in the groove, because this pitching staff has buried him so far.
This is in the air out to right. Burns is there, and that's the 3rd out. White Sox leave 1. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Salvador Perez strides into the box now to lead off the home half of the second inning.
Salvador Perez.
Into the windup and the pitch. Hit the other way out toward right field. Eaton is there, and he'll bring this one in.
He's just trying to get a fastball in there to start the inning. Ball winds up getting hit pretty well, but not well enough to do any damage. It's a 1-pitch out.
Stepping in, Alex Gordon. He'll get to take his first cuts here. And he takes ball 1. Bottom of the second here with no score. And he misses low with it. 2-0.
2 balls, no strike.
too far out in front that time. He can't keep it fair. 2-1. And a swing and a miss. Does that look like self-defense there? It's 2-2. He pulls this one into right. A screaming base hit here, his first of the night.
Oh, man, that's just digging that front shoulder down and then whipping that bat through the zone and just hammering it into right field. Those are the kind of balls that if you get a little bit of lift on it, maybe some backspin, that could wind up sailing right out of the ballpark.
Mike Moustakas takes his first shot here with a runner at first now and one away. Runners off for second. Chop foul right at home plate at strike one.
And I've got a little Moustakas trivia for you here. When he was drafted second overall in 2007, a high school teammate of his, Matt Dominguez, was selected 12th overall. They were only the 6th pair of high school teammates to be selected in the first round of the same draft.
Batting eighth, the shortstop, Alcides Escobar.
Alcides Escobar will stand in, and you see the numbers for the series so far. He's really been one of their unsung heroes.
Well, it seems like in just about every series, you get that one guy who really steps up, and he's been that guy so far.
First pitch on its way. And he starts the number 8 hitter with a strike. 0-1. Here's one that misses high. It's 1-1. He's set. Here comes the 1-1. Now a check swing here and a little looper. And Frazier will make the catch to retire the side. Some of our nation's young minds and future leaders here in attendance. Yikes. Game 4 rolls along. We're back after this. Tim Anderson here to start out their half of the third. Top of the order to follow.
Yeah, and you know he's the number 9 hitter, but you've got to go to the plate right now thinking like a leadoff guy. Just find a way to get on base and then give those 1, 2, 3 guys a chance to drive you in or do something.
Line towards center field. And a base hit now, as that's how the third inning gets underway.
The right fielder, number 1, Adam Eaton.
Adam Eaton will get a second crack at it here. He flied out to lead off the ball game.
And he only saw a couple pitches, too. And that's great for the pitcher when you can get an easy leadoff out like that.
Before the first pitch, a check at first. And he just manages to get his hand in.
Keeping him close.
Hot shot on the ground is short. And they'll get the fielder's choice play at second, but that's all.
And here's why you always go in hard at second base. This could be a very easy double play ball, but you see the aggressive slide here. That really impacts the throw to first, and they wind up getting just one on that play. Excellent aggressive base running.
Here's Melky Cabrera. Runners on the move for second. Pitch is a cold strike. The throw. Not in time as he steals second.
Boy, I think he's pretty lucky to get in there safely on this play. It's a decent jump, but I think a good throw might nail him down there. Instead, you see it's wide of the mark, off to the shortstop side of the base, and he's able to beat that tag to get in safely.
Hit out towards second. Fielded by Infante. On to first, and Cabrera's a ground-out victim. 2 away.
Well, at the very least, he does move that runner up to third base. But with 2 away now, I don't think that's exactly what he was hoping to accomplish. I think he wanted to drive him in.
Coming to the plate now, Jose Abreu. And he could give his guys an early lead if he can come through here.
Oh, and it's so important to take advantage of these kind of opportunities early in a ball game. It can change the entire complexion of the game if you can put the other guys on their heels right away.
And a breaking ball in the dirt that time for a ball.
And with 2 outs, you want to make sure those guys earn that run. Well, don't let them score on a wild pitch.
And 2-0 as this one's taken low.
And that's right where you want to be throwing those sinkers. But he's doing a good job at the plate of not chasing.
Third inning, no score to this point. Three and 0 now. Green light here on 3-0.
Yeah, I want my run producer swinging the bat. If it's my number 7 hitter, probably not.
Volquez sets. Here's the 3-0. Swinging away, and now the count will be 3-1. Set. Here's the 3-1. Hit hard to the right side. Foul. Frozen on strike 3 for the final out of the inning. A man left for the White Sox. Home half of the third coming up. No score. Omar Infante digs into the box in the bottom of inning number 3.
Second baseman, Omar Infante.
And the 34-year-old veteran looks at a called strike. It's 0-1.
And against a guy like this, you're usually only going to get 1 pitch to hit in that bat. Sometimes you might not even get that, so that's one he may want back.
Drilled on the ground is short. Anderson takes it in. A quick out number 1.
The center fielder, number 6, Lorenzo Cain.
Lorenzo Cain will stand in here. He was set down on strikes to start the home first.
Yeah, and he went down on 3 straight pitches, so he didn't put up much of a fight in that at-bat. Looking for a better one right here.
Nope.
Below the knees, 1 ball, no strikes.
Counts 1-0.
And a strike to even the count. 1-1. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. And look out as that fastball ran in and got him. Ouch, bang.
And you know what? That might be a little frustration coming out right here. You didn't get the call on the pitch before. You're a little bit steamed out there. And here, pretty clearly trying to overthrow this ball, and it winds up getting away from him.
Stepping in now, Billy Burns. He's running towards second. Hit hard on the ground to second. On to first as they get the double play to get him out of the inning. 4-6-3. They roll it up to get out of the jam. Back with more of Game 4 on the show after this. Todd Frazier is ready here as we begin the top of the fourth.
Well, they still don't have any runs on the board yet, but getting this leadoff man on base would be huge.
And a good pitch, but he gets quite a lot of it. And in fact, he got more than a lot of it. He got all of it. It's a home run. It's a solo home run for Todd Frazier. His second home run of the series. As the White Sox are on the board first, it's 1-0.
And this is what you expect when you make it to the postseason. I mean, you expect the guys that have carried you all year to keep on producing, and sure enough, he comes through again and delivers a no-doubter here.
Now batting.
Here's the catcher, Deoner Navarro.
Navarro.
Now a check swing, but he holds up in time. Ball one.
Oh, it's so important to be able to strike first in a postseason game. Get that first run in, especially when you're the team playing on the road. Hopefully you can take a little life out of this big crowd.
Volquez into the windup. 1-0 on its way. To first. Fielded cleanly by Hosmer. And he'll take this to the bag of 3 unassisted for the first out. So with that, let's call on the guys in the graphics department to put up the pitch speed comparison for the two starters. Both guys pretty close, top speeds of 95 and 94. Brett Laurie digs in with 1 run in and 1 gone in the inning. Chop foul at the plate, strike 1. The windup and the 0-1. Stung into the gap in right center for what should be extra bases. Laurie will turn and head for second. And he'll cruise into the bag at second with a 1-out double.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Avisail Garcia.
Avisail Garcia is the batter. Got a base hit in his first trip.
And they take another single right here, too, no doubt. Runner in scoring position, so any ball into the outfield probably gets him home.
First pitch hack in here, and that's the first strike.
Yeah, I don't think that pitch wound up where he wanted it to, but it did the trick.
1 run, 6 hits, and no errors so far for the White Sox. Now a swing and a fly ball. And this had home run distance, but it just does hook foul. Line toward the alley in left center. Kane is there now, and he has it. 2 gone. The relay throw, and he is in there.
This turns out to be a real heads-up play at second base. Now, you think on a line drive into the outfield that he might be bouncing towards third, hoping to score if this ball drops. But smartly, he goes back to the bag, tags up, and he advances the 90 feet.
Here's Austin Jackson, the center fielder, as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike 1. Now the 0-1. Chased a low ball there, and he's quickly down in the count 0-2.
And this has been a common problem for all of these guys. They just can't lay off that pitch down and away.
Chop foul at the plate, and he stays alive, still 0-2. 0-2, here it comes. Hit sharply on the ground. Infante's there. Throw to first will get him easily, and the side is retired. So the White Sox hit the board first on the solo home run. Bottom of the fourth coming up. It's now 1-0 Chicago. Morales is set to lead us off in the home half of the fourth inning.
And in a pretty close game so far, they'd love to see this guy get on base so they can get a rally started to get back in this thing.
Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. Shields jumps ahead here with a good fastball for strike one.
Yeah, a little surprising he didn't offer it that one. That was a dangerous spot for a good fastball hitter.
And that's inside off the plate with the fastball. It's 1-1. Changed things up on him, and he got him to swing through it. 1-2 now.
And now he's made most of the hitters inside conscious. And, of course, that opens up the outside corner when he has to go there.
Lifted the other way to left center. After it is Cabrera. But he won't have a play. This is down and into the gap. And he will get in there safely with a double to start the home fourth.
Out on the mound, just got on the board, taking the lead, and you're hoping for a quick shutdown inning, but this guy's got other plans because he drills this ball, and he's going to wind up on second with a leadoff double.
Eric Hosmer will get a chance now following the leadoff double.
And being a left-handed hitter, he'll at least have a chance to pull one on the ground. Get that tying run over to third base with just one out.
First pitch of the at-bat. Ripped on the ground to first. And he'll take this to the bag himself for the first out, but it's a productive one as the runner moves up to third.
And you know what that is? That's just unselfish baseball from a middle-of-the-order hitter. It's a tight game. He knows the importance of that runner on second base, so he's going to make sure he at least gets him to third, and that's just a job well done right there.
And that'll be the fourth wide one, so put runners at the corners here with one man gone.
The left fielder, number 4, Alex Gordon.
So striding in, Alex Gordon, as he's got a chance to tie this ball game up with that equalizing run just 90 feet away at third. Here comes the first pitch. Gets on top of one here and chops it foul right at home plate. Runners are at the corners with one man out. Now a swing and a ball popped high in the air over toward foul ground. Frazier is able to look this one in just past the third base dugout, and that's out number 2.
This is one of those balls where he'll go ahead and tag from third, but he's only going to bluff heading to the plate. That ball is just far too shallow to try and score on.
Mike Moustakas gets a shot here with 2 on and 2 out here in the fourth.
And a big 2-out at-bat right here. You know, it's still early in this game, but you don't want to have to look back on this as a major missed opportunity later on.
And here's a ball hit in the air. And the 2-out threat will not come to pass as the inning is over. A golden opportunity to get on the board here goes for naught. Game 4 rolls along. We're back after this. Tim Anderson heads for the box to start off the fifth in this one.
Shortstop, Tim Anderson.
ground ball sent back up the middle. And the fifth inning will start with a ground out, one away.
Now batting.
That's a nice backhanded play there at second. You'd like to be able to get in front of this ball if you can, but here he does a nice job of looking it into the glove, and then he makes the throw to first for the out.
In now is Adam Eaton. And this is lined right back up the middle. Throw gets him, 2 down.
Yeah, it's not like he needed any help. He's pitching well enough as it is, but this is now 2 pitches and 2 outs here in the inning. And he's growing more and more confident with every passing batter.
Melky Cabrera will dig in here. 1 for 2. He's singled and grounded out so far.
Yeah, putting the ball in play, sometimes that's half the battle.
Pretty well struck high and deep to left field. Gordon going back. He tracks it down, and that will end the inning. Down in order go the White Sox, but they hold a 1-0 lead. Alcides Escobar will stand in to lead things off here, and his guys have been unable to get anything going to this point.
Yeah, and you think so many times in the postseason, we see starting pitching really come to the forefront. And this guy's been every bit as good as advertised so far.
Shield steps into his windup. Here comes the pitch. Hot shot to third. Frazier's up with it. And a rather easy first out.
The second baseman, number 14, Omar Infante.
Striding into the box, Omar Infante. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time. Here's the first pitch to him. Behind on that one, now behind in the count, 0-1. And this one's downstairs. It's a ball and a strike. Swing, and he pops him up over toward foul territory. Abreu will get there as he's able to tuck this one away just past the first base dugout for out number 2.
Boy, that's just another off-balance swing right there. Not only are these guys light on hits, they're not even making solid contact right now.
Settling in now, Lorenzo Cain. He's got to be looking for vengeance after getting plunked in his last at-bat.
Yeah, I wonder if he rubbed it.
And he lays off a pitch in there for the first strike.
This guy has been amazing. He's thrown a first pitch strike to around 80% of the batters he faced. And we're in the middle innings now, so you know he's doing well.
And he falls behind 0-2. Trying to strike him out for the second time. Here's a swing and a high pop-up. Drifting toward the third base dugout. And Frazier will make the catch to retire the side. So a strong start on the mound as he's blanked him through the first 5. 5 innings complete. It's the White Sox 1 and the Royals nothing. Jose Abreu will step in to lead things off for the White Sox here in the 6th.
And this is a guy that can make a big change in this game with one swing of the bat, because you know he has big-time power.
On a less than impressive swing there to start the at-bat. It's 0-1. Well, for that man right there, only the 1 run allowed. How discouraging is that when you're pitching your heart out and you're just not getting the support?
Well, the good pitchers really don't let it get to them. They know that it cuts both ways. Sometimes you give up 5 runs and your guys score you 8. You just have to focus on holding up your end of the bargain.
Right over the top with that curveball, and it's 0-2. Do you even bother with anything else here?
No, I sure wouldn't. As a hitter, you're thinking, look for fastball, adjust for an off-speed pitch. And so far in this at-bat, he hasn't made any adjustments.
Grounded down the third baseline. Backhanded. Throw to first gets him, so the leadoff man's retired here to begin the sixth.
Yeah, another good start to an inning for him here. He's really only made one bad pitch the entire game. That was the solo home run. Other than that, you can see there, not much to speak of at all.
Todd Frazier will stride in again, and you can bet he'd love to do again what he did back in the fourth. A solo home run here that's been the only long ball of the game so far. Volquez has his sign. Here's the first pitch. And he just keeps rolling along as he starts another batter out with strike one.
And I wish more guys would pitch like this. I mean, look at that pitch count right there. That is really low for this stage of the game, and it's because he's throwing strikes and challenging guys.
Crowds him a bit with a fastball there, and it's to 1-1. Hit hard up the middle and into center field as he's aboard with a one-out single.
Yeah, really not a bad pitch when you look at it. This is at the knees with some movement. He just uses the center of the diamond and checks in here with a base hit.
Here's the catcher, Deoner Navarro, as he'll take a look at a pitch too low. It's ball one.
And even though he's given up his share of hits so far, he still hasn't walked anybody, so at least he's got that going for him.
Action in that KC pen now as a right-hander's begun to loosen up. And another one misses here as they fall behind Navarro 2-0.
Well, two very good takes here. You can see they're trying to get him to hit something on the ground, but he's going to make him bring something up.
Two 2-0 count. Here it comes. In the dirt. It's 3-0 now.
And he's got a little bit of work to do now to avoid that first walk.
Runners on first with one down. And he misses with that one for ball four. So that'll put runners on first and second now with one away.
And once they fell behind in the count, I think this is a case where they just say, look, you're going to have to fish for something because we are not going to just lay one right in there for you. Probably not a bad decision against a power guy like this.
Brett Laurie will dig in. He doubled his last time.
Boy, he had a great at-bat last time up, and he'll look for another pitch he can drive right here. Looking to keep this a one-run game. Check swing, but he held up in time. Ball one. A ball and no strikes. Here it is. And he watches one split the middle here. 1-1. Now a pickoff play at second, but the runner's back easily. Here it comes on 1-1. In the dirt here. And he'll hurry back to second here as he was wise to not push it that time. Had a good cut there, but he can't time the breaking ball. That evens us at 2-2. That might be the best curveball we've seen out of him all night. In fact, that one buckled my knees.
One run, 7 hits, and no errors so far for the White Sox. Strike 3 called, and now he's 1 out away from getting out of this.
You know, and I think most hitters will tell you, if you get a bad call on strike 1 or strike 2, you know, they can live with that. But if you're going to punch me out on strike 3, it better be a strike. If not, I feel like you're taking the bat out of my hands.
So here is Avisail Garcia. Pitch swung on and hit in the air. And he will get there to make the running play, and that will end the inning. White Sox strand a couple, but they're up 1-0. Billy Burns will stand in here as he'll get things started for the Royals in their half of the 6th.
You know, guys, I love a guy like this leading off an inning for you. He makes good contact, and he can run.
And a high strike there, 0-1. Sent on the ground out to second. And taken in out there for the first out.
Up next for the Royals, designated hitter, Kendrys Morales.
Kendrys Morales steps in, working on a 1-for-2 game so far. Outfield shaded toward right center. Here's the first pitch. And a cut fastball here that he started off a bit too far inside. It nearly got him.
Well, nothing wrong with that. As much as it pains me to say, the pitchers have the right to work inside.
And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0. Here he comes on 2-0. And now a called strike that time as the zone expands a bit here. It's 2-1 now.
Yeah, you don't see 2-0 changeups too often, but if you know a good hitter is going to be sitting fastball, don't give him what he wants.
Pulled toward right center field. Jackson is under it. And he brings it in for the second out of the inning.
And here in these middle innings, they just haven't been able to get anything going against him out there. And that's 7 in a row now. He's set down here in the 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Eric Hosmer will stand in now with 2 away, trying to avoid another 1-2-3 inning.
Now, this has been total domination these past few innings. They haven't been able to mount any kind of threat whatsoever.
Cut fastball taken for strike 1.
He's getting a lot of outs right now because he's attacking the hitters. He's not dancing around the zone.
Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. A little behind on that swing, and now he'll try to shorten up maybe and protect the plate. A little bouncer. That goes foul, so he stays alive with 2 strikes. A ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. On the ground to the left side. Anderson on the grass, and they won't have a play as he reaches it first. Let's see how this is scored.
This would have taken a superhuman effort right here, deep in the hole. You see, he doesn't have time to plant himself, so he just leaps into the air, fires it across the diamond. Just a great effort, but this was always going to be a base hit.
Salvador Perez steps into the box. Let's see if they avoid the zone again or try to challenge him here.
Well, I'm sure he'd probably rather hit, but guess what? There's no easier way to improve that on-base percentage.
First offering on its way. And that's in there for strike one.
Now you've got the tying run over at first. 2 away. He's going to be looking to try and find a gap right here and bring that guy all the way around to score.
2 out with the man at first. That misses wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. And he'll take a look at a strike on the inside corner. It's 1-2.
A strike away now from getting through 6 shutout innings here, and that's no small feat against this lineup.
Still 1-2 as he fouls it away. A runner on first with 2 away. Chopped foul at the plate, and we'll do it again. Ready on 1-2. Hit hard back up the middle. Played on the backhand. Throw on to second for the force, and the side is retired. Make it 6 shutout innings as he continues to give them fits out there. Game 4 heads to the 7th inning now. The White Sox lead it 1-0. Back here at Kauffman Stadium here in Kansas City. Game 4 is off to the 7th inning now, but before we get it started, let's check out our game summary to this point. Austin Jackson will come forward now to begin the 7th inning in what's been a very briskly played ball game here tonight.
And that's what happens when you get 2 starters that are on top of their game. It's been great pitching, great defense, not a lot of base runners, and a very even game through 6 innings.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. And he gets ahead with the curveball. Strike 1.
That's one of his best pitches tonight.
Not the greatest at-bat thus far as he misses that pitch in the dirt and falls behind 0-2 now.
Boy, I'll tell you, to be down 0-2 against a guy like this with the stuff he's got tonight, not a comfortable spot to be in.
Lined hard toward right center. And there's a base hit, so maybe some insurance here to lead off the 7th. Around second. He'll try for third. And he'll get in there safely.
Yeah, you can't help but think about all the men they've left on base so far and how many times a triple like this could have really done some damage. Instead, they'll have to be content to take this one with the bases empty.
Now here comes Kansas City manager Ned Yost making that slow walk to the mound. And that's going to do it here for Edinson Volquez. He'll leave after 6 and at the very least kept his club in it to this point. Kelvin Herrera will come on now as he'll take over in inning number 7.
Herrera.
Tim Anderson will be the first one to greet him here, as he'll be doing so with the runner in scoring position and still nobody out. And that's swung on and missed for strike 1. A liner caught at third by Moustakas. Boy, you talk about the hot corner. That's not what you want to see when you're in tight, but he gloves it for the first out.
And ideally, with nobody out, you take a fly ball or a simple grounder up the middle to get that guy home. Hard to argue about this swing, though. That ball was smashed. But as it turns out, it's not getting the job done.
Adam Eaton will step in now in a big spot here in a game as close as this one.
And a chance at redemption, too, because he hasn't done much through his first 3 plate appearances, but he could make up for all of that with a base hit right here.
fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1-0.
I'll give him this. He's not intimidated up there. That was inside. Close to triple digits. He didn't even flinch.
Ready with the 1-0 pitch. That evens it up 1-1. And they'll go off speed here as this pitch misses. It's 2-1. One out and a runner on third. Swing and a liner, but this will be a foul ball. Now the runner's on his way home. Here's a ground ball, and it's going to get on through the hole into left field. A base hit. Coming in to score is the runner from third, and they've pushed it to 2 here in the 7th.
And that could turn out to be a very big insurance run right there. That makes this a 2-run game now. And the way their starter's pitching, he may not wind up even needing it. But at least it gives him a little bit of a cushion out there.
Melky Cabrera steps in with 1 in, 1 out, and 1 on here in the inning.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good inning here so far. So we'll see if they can scratch another run across right here.
On the move is Eaton. Pitches high, the throw, and he can't hold on to the throw as it short hops him and eats him up.
You know, when the pitcher slide steps, he's going to get the ball to the catcher even quicker, and the guy still stole that base. That was great.
Broken bat as this ball's hit on the ground. On to first, and Cabrera's a ground out victim. 2 away.
And this is what you're going to get when you've got a hard thrower coming out of the bullpen. When you're late on a fastball and you make contact below your label, it's snap city right there. He turned that bat into firewood.
So here's the slugging first baseman Jose Abreu now as he gets under the first pitch and sends a fly ball out to left center. And that will get down as he delivers a big one here. It's a base hit.
Oh, just a great approach there to get him an RBI on the base hit. And with the way their guy's throwing the ball, 3 runs might be enough to do it.
Here's Todd Frazier now as he'll take a look at ball 1. Not close. It's 2-0.
I think he's letting this situation get the better of him out there. But you have to have a short memory if you're a relief pitcher. You can't dwell on what just happened.
Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Lofted in the air out toward right center. Burns on the run. And that ends the inning. So it's 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a runner left on. Getting late. Stretch time now in Kansas City. It's the White Sox 3 and the Royals nothing. Alex dig in now. A single and a fly out for him in 2 trips thus far.
And you know, I think he's had a good approach in each of his first 2 at-bats. He seems to be seeing the ball well and putting some decent swings on it.
Into the seats, 0-1.
The 2015 regular season was a tough one for Alex Gordon due to those injuries. But he came back strong to contribute in the playoffs to help the Royals bring that World Series championship home.
Shields sets his sights. Here's the 1-1. Hit on the ground down the first baseline. But a foul ball, 1-2 now. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Chopped foul at the plate. It'll remain 1-2. And thinking back to that Royals World Series title in 2015, there were so many contributors.
And I think that's what Alex Gordon and his teammates really understand completely. If everyone just does their job, you don't need any one player to be superhuman. Really, it's a team sport, and they exemplify exactly that.
Still hanging with him. Another good swing to keep it going. Very weakly on the ground. Oh, and he can't pick it up cleanly. And the recovery's too late as he's able to beat the throw to first. Oh, but look here. The manager's up and out of the dugout, so it appears he might opt to challenge that last safe call at first.
Yeah, Matt, definitely a close play right there, as we're going to get another look at it right here. Boy, that's just so tough to tell for sure from that replay, and we're going to have to see what the word from the dugout is. Remember, the ruling on the field is safe.
So here's the signal from the bench, and they will indeed ask for the play to be reviewed. So the umpires will get on the horn with the replay operations center in Manhattan and attempt to get a definitive answer on this play.
The White Sox are challenging the
Okay, well, we're going to get one more look at it right here. Is there enough video evidence to overturn this call? Yeah, I think that shot right there makes it look like he might have been out, so this might be a well-used challenge.
Okay, so it looks like the umpires are wrapping up their decision, and off comes the headset, and he's out. So the original call is overturned, and instead of having a base runner at first, the bases will now be empty. The third baseman, Mike Moustakas, now, as he'll go after the first pitch and bounce one foul for the first strike. Chopped foul over towards the dugout. One out, nobody on. Protecting on 0-2, so we'll do it again. Swing and a little tapper. That's a foul ball. Hit sharply toward the right side. And that's in for a base hit. Make it a 1-for-3 game so far.
Yeah, just couldn't put him away right there. You'll see the sequence. He was able to foul off 2 straight 0-2 pitches, and then finally he finds a pitch that he could do something with, and he's on board.
Here's Alcides Escobar, the shortstop, as he'll take a called strike here on a borderline pitch at strike one.
He's now thrown a first pitch strike to about 80% of the batters he's faced, and that is just pounding the strike zone. He's pitching so well, and this game's getting late.
Ripped down the first base line, but this will wind up a foul ball, strike two. Runner at first here, one man out. Out in front of that one, but he stays alive and will do it again on 0-2. Fought off at the plate and will do it again. He's ready. Here's the 0-2 pitch. He goes the other way as this is hit in the air toward the gap in right center. Jackson is there to put it away, and the runner will be forced to retreat back to first.
He continues to pitch well out there. Here's his pitch breakdown so far.
Omar Infante will step in now. He's bounced out and flown out in his first 2 plate appearances. First pitch coming. Here it is. Watches a fastball right there for strike 1.
Well, you get the sense that what they need is one big hit from anybody in the lineup. If they could get one, it could get them right back in this game because right now they just seem out of it.
And he misses with it, 1-1. Not the first time he's felt the squeeze tonight.
Yeah, he's looking and saying, what do I got to do to get a strike?
And no complaint about that one. That's a strike, and it's 1-2.
Seems like it's been a fairly consistent pattern. Hard stuff early, soft stuff late. But these guys don't seem to have caught on yet.
It's a pretty standard operating procedure, too. But they just look lost up there.
To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. 2 out with the man at first. Set to deal on 2-2. Pulled high in the air out to left field. Cabrera's there. Makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. 1 left for Kansas City. Still down 3-0. Joaquin Soria will be summoned from the bullpen now as he'll take over to start inning number 8.
Joaquin Soria.
Deoner Navarro will stand in. One of the few guys not to join the hit parade so far.
Yeah, guys, he's got to be feeling a little bit like that dog that gets left out in the rain while the rest of the family's inside by the fire. I guess he's just not seeing what everyone else is.
A swinging bunt out in front of the plate. Perez scoops it up. Throw on to first in time, so the leadoff man is set down to open up inning number 8. It's been a low-scoring affair. 3-0 our score as we show you the numbers for our 2 starters to this point in the contest. Into the box now, Brett Laurie. He got called out on strikes his last time through.
Yeah, and hopefully he got that out of his system. They really need him to come through right here.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Here's a ball skied in the air near the line, back behind first. Catch made there by Hosmer, and there are 2 gone now. A couple of good pitching performances by both clubs here. 3-0 our score as you get a look there at the inning-by-inning recap through the first 7 and change. Stepping in and ready for another shot, Avisail Garcia. He flew out in his last at-bat. From the stretch. Sends that one out of play for strike 1. 0-1 count and the pitch. And here's a swing and a miss as he falls behind 0-2.
And you kind of get the sense that he's not really messing around out there too much. There hasn't been a whole lot of setting guys up here in this inning. He's just trying to get himself back into that dugout as fast as he can.
Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. 1-2-3 go the White Sox, but they're on top by a count of 3-0. Lorenzo Cain will stand in for the 4th time now, still looking for his first hit of the ball game.
And he's not the only one either. This has been a great pitching performance so far, and they've had these guys chasing their tails all game long.
Lays off 1-0. Well, that man right there is into his 8th inning of work now. Any concerns going forward?
Well, I think the only thing you have to worry about is that pitch count you see right there. Other than that, he's earned the right to stay out there. Usually the other team will tell you when you're starting to get tired.
That command may be starting to drift a bit. It's 2-0 now.
You got to think one thing here. Get on base. A walk will do the trick.
Hit in the air to left field. Cabrera has a read on it. He's got it 1 away.
Yeah, he just keeps rolling right along. Shut out intact as you get a look at his line so far. Through 7 1/3 innings now, they have just not been able to mount any type of offense against him at all.
Digging in now, Billy Burns, as the switch hitter will take his cuts left-handed here. Shields is ready. Here's the first pitch. Saws him off here as this ball's popped into the air. And he'll find a way to dodge the shrapnel out there to make the play for out number 2.
Designated hitter, Kendry.
These guys continue to put up very little resistance out there. He's on his way towards a 5-hit shutout.
Kendrys Morales will stand in now with 2 away, needing to really get something started here.
And their chances of getting back into this ball game are growing dimmer by the batter.
Infield shifted well to the right. Here's the first pitch. Now a fastball a bit too low here. It's ball 1.
Well, you know, if there's anybody in this lineup capable of getting a rally started, this is the guy right here.
Not quite reaching 90 with the fastball, but it's 1-1 now. Swing and a liner. And that'll get down for a 2-out single.
Back into the stretch for him again as we take a look at his line so far. It's almost like he's kept that shutout going with smoke and mirrors because he's definitely given up his share of base runners. They just haven't amounted to anything so far.
Eric Hosmer gets another crack right here. He's got a hit in 3 tries to this point. And that's in there for a strike. Coming up on the century mark in pitches now through the first 7 2/3. Slow roller back to the mound. A barehanded pickup. Not in time.
Oh, man, that would have been awesome.
Nearly a remarkable play, but scored a base hit, and the inning continues with 2 away.
Yeah, these are those tough kind of choppers that come at you with an in-between hop. Here, he doesn't know whether to charge it or play it on the hop, and as it turns out, he doesn't even get a glove on it.
Salvador Perez will step in now as his guys look for a breakthrough here with a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, and it's been a long time coming. They haven't done anything with their opportunities so far. Maybe this will be the time that they finally crack the scoreboard.
Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. First delivery to him on the way. Fastball too high to start him out here, 1-0. Bullpen working behind him, but you know this guy does not want to give up the baseball.
And he never does. I just don't think that's in his mentality.
Runs outside, so it goes to 2-0 now.
He's still got a couple pitches to deal with right here, but he's starting to lose command of his pitches. You got to take a step back, take a deep breath, and get back in the zone.
A strike, and it's 2-1. Two down, runners at first and second. Right on the corner, 2-2.
Yeah, and that fastball still got some life to it, even over 100 pitches.
He's ready with the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball. That's in the dirt as he takes a ball.
And a good job here of making him throw a lot of pitches. He probably doesn't have a whole lot left in the tank, so the more you make him work, the better your chances of getting a mistake.
Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive. Good battle here. This will be the 7th pitch coming up. And this is taken here for ball 4. Just the second walk he's allowed into his 8th inning of work.
And there you get a look at his pitch count. You can see he's over the 100 pitch mark right now. So some of those mistakes are going to start to get magnified late in this ball game. You can bet they're keeping close tabs on him in that dugout.
Alex Gordon will stand in now in one of the bigger at-bats of the ball game to this point, as he'll do so with the bases loaded.
And that key hit, it still hasn't shown up yet. And like you say, you've got the bases loaded. You just wonder how many more of these opportunities are you going to get?
Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. Now time is called, and this could very well be to buy a few more pitches for those relievers. Here comes Robin Ventura now out of the White Sox dugout. And that's going to be all for James Shields. So as he leaves, he stands to perhaps be the winning pitcher here, unless, of course, all 3 runners come around to score, in which case he'd get a no decision.
Your attention, please. Now
So a call to the bullpen now, and they'll make a move for the left-hander here.
Carlos Rodon.
Alex Gordon will stand in now in what could be a real make-or-break situation.
And you think at this point you have to get something out of this inning. The further you get into that bullpen, the tougher it's going to be to claw back from this deficit.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. And he catches the inside corner for a called strike. 0-1. Tough spot here for a left-handed hitter, facing a guy that's exceptionally tough on lefties.
Yeah, you generally get so many at-bats against right-handed pitching. Now you're in a good RBI spot, and you're stuck facing a guy like this.
And look out as that gets him. So that's going to bring home a run. And the run is in to score from third. It's now a 3-1 ball game.
And I think I can safely say this was not what their manager had in mind when he brought him on with the bases loaded. Well, granted, this run won't be charged to him, but still, not a great way to mark your rival.
Gerard Dyson will be summoned now to be the pinch runner.
Number 3, Gerard Dyson.
So stepping in, Mike Moustakas, as he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield. Fastball's too high here, 1-0.
Anxious moments all over the ballpark now. These folks can hardly bear to watch.
Looking to minimize the damage here. Pitch to the plate is a slider for a strike, and it's all knotted up at 1-1. That nibbled the corner there, but missed. 2-1.
Deep breath time now on the mound. You've got to compose yourself. And that strike zone's looking about the size of a tin can.
Big spot. 2 out, possible tying and go-ahead runs on base. Nipped the corner. 2-2. Even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swinging a ball hit on the ground. Taken in by Abreu. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. Royals settle for just the 1. We're through 8 full here in Game 4. It's the White Sox 3 and the Royals 1. Drew Butera is into the ballgame here as he takes over behind the plate.
Now catching, number 9, Drew Butera.
Leading off the inning, Austin Jackson, as they'll look for some added insurance before the bottom half of the inning.
Jackson.
Pitch on the way. Here we go with inning number 9 as the first pitch misses for ball 1. He's ready. Here's the 1-0. That's wide. 2-0. Late swing on the hitter's count. Still a good count for him now, however, at 2-1. He's set, and the 2-1 pitch. Swung out and missed, and it's even at 2-2. Hit hard to short. Escobar fields it cleanly. Throw on to first for the out, and that is how the 9th inning gets underway.
Now batting, shortstop, Tim Anderson.
Tim Anderson gets another crack right here. He's got a hit in 3 tries to this point. He's set. Here it comes. Now this is up and in, and I don't think he likes that location much. It's ball 1.
And you know, working inside is great. Even backing guys off is fine when the time's right, but you need to be careful here in the late innings when your guys are already down.
And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0. Now a swing and a ball popped high in the air over toward foul ground. And the catch is made there. 2 gone here in the 9th.
These are the ones that are hard to swallow. You've got the count in your favor. 2-0, you get a fastball right down the pipe. You wind up popping it straight up. And that's a missed opportunity, folks. Big time.
Now to the plate, Adam Eaton. He singled his last time up. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Gordon's after it. He makes the play, and that'll end the inning. Down in order go the White Sox, but they hang on to a 3-1 lead. David Robertson is on now to try to close things down here in the ninth.
Number 30, David Robertson.
Striding in to start the ninth, Alcides Escobar, as they'll look to get something going here and even this game up.
Well, it's a close ball game, but it's starting to get late, so they need to get at least one back here in this inning.
And he'll take this to the bag himself. One gone here in the ninth.
This isn't, I mean, it's late in the game. Your guys are losing. Wouldn't be such a bad idea to take a pitch or two. Instead, he chases after the very first pitch, and it's an easy out.
Omar Infante will stand in, needing to do something here to get on base as they're down to their final 2 outs.
Yeah, and you just can't worry about the score right here. You just got to be able to string together a couple of base runners and take it one pitch at a time, one runner at a time.
Robertson's ready, coming at him with the 0-1. Oh, and he was fooled that time on the pitch away as he went around for strike 2. Chopped weakly to the left. Frazier gonna have to hurry. Throw on to first is gonna take care of him as the Royals are now down to their last chance now.
Everything's going according to plan here in the bottom of the ninth. He's just an out away from wrapping this one up.
Lorenzo Cain makes his way to the plate, needing to make something happen. They're down to their final out in the ninth inning.
That's not looking too good for him anymore, but you know what? There's no clock in this sport, and that's for good reason. You've got to fight for all 27 outs.
And that misses ball 1. The win would go to James Shields if our score stays where it is. Push to the right side. And he'll put this one away, and with that, the ball game is over.
Yeah, you know, this game kind of felt like it could have been played back in 1968. Very well played, very low scoring, very quick game, too. I'll tell you, I could go for a few more of these this year. That'd be okay by me.
This one, definitely a low-scoring affair as we get one last look at our final line score. And guys, if you're going to be successful in the postseason, as you know, you need players coming up big, and this guy certainly did that. He's our top player of the game.
And obviously, every game is so important in the postseason, but this was one they definitely needed, and he came up with a huge performance here.
So that'll just about do it. For Eric Harrow, Steve Lyons, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation of MLB The Show. For more, don't forget to check out theshownation.com. The White Sox win it 3-1. Good night from Kansas City.
Final line score tonight. First.